Use this Neville Goddard technique to manifest money in 4 days. What if I told you that the exact amount of money you need is already yours, right now, sitting on the other side of a decision you haven't made yet? Not a decision to work harder, not a decision to hustle more, a decision to believe differently. Stay with me for the next few minutes because I'm about to walk you through a technique that Neville Goddard taught nearly a century ago. A technique so simple that most people dismiss it, and so powerful that the ones who actually practice it can't stop talking about it. Before we begin, hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because this channel is where we bring you the forgotten wisdom of Neville Goddard, Florence Scovel Shinn, Joseph Murphy, and every teacher who ever whispered the truth that your imagination creates your reality. Now let's get into it. Neville Goddard spent his entire life teaching one radical idea. The world you see is not the world that is. It's the world you assume. He called it the law of assumption, and he insisted, over and over, that money, health, relationships, and every circumstance in your life are simply the shadow cast by your inner conviction. Not your wishing, not your hoping, your conviction. Neville used to say that imagination is the very body of God, the one and only creative power. And when you learn to occupy a state in your imagination, the way you occupy a room, that state has no choice but to harden into fact. So here's the question I want you to sit with for a second. If your bank account is a mirror, what is it actually reflecting back to you right now? Is it reflecting scarcity, worry, and I hope this works out? Or is it reflecting the quiet, unshakable knowing of someone who already has what they need? Pause the video for a moment if you need to. Really answer that question honestly, because the technique I'm about to give you only works when you're honest about where you're starting. Neville taught that there are 3 things required to change your financial reality in a short window of time. And by short, we're talking days, not years. The first is a clearly defined end. The second is a state you can live in mentally and emotionally, as though that end were already fact. And the third is repetition, what he called revision and rehearsal, done consistently enough that your subconscious mind stops arguing with you and simply agrees. Let's break down the actual 4-day technique. Day 1. Define the end with total clarity. This is not the day for vague affirmations like, I want more money. Neville was almost obsessive about specificity. He wanted you to know the exact amount, or at minimum, the exact feeling of relief and security that amount would bring. So today, your only job is this. Write down the specific sum you need, and then close your eyes and ask yourself, how would I feel if this were already in my account? Not, how would I feel if I get it? How would you feel if it's already done? Would your shoulders drop? Would you breathe slower? Would you stop checking your phone for bad news? Sit in that feeling for at least 5 minutes tonight, right before sleep, because Neville taught that the state you fall asleep in is the state that gets impressed most deeply on the subconscious. Here's a quick exercise for you. Right now, in the comments, I want you to type the number 1 if you've written down your specific amount. This tiny act of commitment matters more than you think. Florence Scovel Shinn used to say that the spoken or written word is a mighty vibration that goes out and begins to move the unseen substance around you. Day 2. Live in the end, the art of the scene. This is where most people quit, and it's also where the real magic happens. Neville's most famous technique was something he called the mental scene, a short, specific, sensory scene that implies your wish is already fulfilled. Not a scene of receiving the money. A scene that could only happen after you already have it. For example, instead of imagining someone handing you a check, imagine yourself calmly checking your bank balance and feeling completely unsurprised, because of course it's there. Imagine texting a friend, it worked out, and feeling their relief on the other end. Imagine paying off a bill without a flicker of anxiety. Here's a question for you to answer honestly. What is the smallest, most ordinary scene you could imagine that would only make sense if your money had already arrived? It doesn't have to be dramatic. Neville always said the ordinary scenes are the most convincing to the subconscious mind because they don't feel like fantasy. They feel like memory. Tonight, right before you fall asleep, replay that scene 3 to 4 times, like a short film on a loop, until it feels natural rather than forced. Day 3. Revise the day. Kill the evidence of lack. Neville taught a practice called revision, and it might be the most underused tool in this entire philosophy. Throughout day 3, pay close attention to every moment that made you feel poor, anxious, or behind. A bill notification, a comment from a relative, a scroll through your bank app that left you uneasy. At the end of the day, before sleep, go back through those moments one by one and revise them. Imagine them happening differently. Imagine the bill already paid. Imagine the comment being one of admiration instead of doubt. Imagine opening the banking app and feeling calm. Why does this matter so much? Because Neville insisted that your subconscious doesn't distinguish between an experience that really happened and one that was vividly revised in imagination. Both leave an impression. Both become part of the story your inner self is telling about who you are and what you deserve. Quick engagement moment here. Think of one moment from earlier today that stung a little, money-related or not, and mentally rewrite the ending right now as you watch this. Notice how much lighter that memory feels the second you change the ending. Day 4. Assume the wish fulfilled and release it. The final day is about letting go of the how. This is the day Neville called the state akin to sleep. A drowsy, relaxed, almost meditative state where the analytical mind quiets down and the subconscious becomes most impressionable. Today, your only responsibility is to move through your day as if the money situation is already resolved, not by ignoring bills or being reckless, but by carrying yourself with the calm, grounded energy of someone whose needs are already met. Neville always warned against waiting for proof. He said the moment you catch yourself waiting, you've stepped out of the state and back into doubt. So here's a final question to sit with. Can you go through today without a single moment of checking to see if it's working? That single act, the refusal to check, to doubt, to peek behind the curtain, is often the exact thing that allows the manifestation to surface. Florence Scovel Shinn called this the game of life, and she said the person who plays it best is the one who moves with total relaxed expectancy, like a person who has already mailed the letter and knows it will arrive. Now, I know some of you watching this are skeptical, and that's okay. Neville himself said, don't take his word for it. Test it. Try this exact 4-day cycle with total sincerity, without diluting it with doubt, and watch what happens. Some people notice money arriving in unexpected forms. A refund, a gift, an opportunity, a bill that turns out to be lower than expected. Neville taught that the how is none of your business. Your only job is the inner conviction. The outer world simply rearranges itself to match it, because outer conditions are always secondary. They are the shadow, not the substance. Before you go, I want you to do one more thing. Comment below with the word assumed if you're committing to this 4-day practice starting today. I read every comment, and I want to see this community hold each other accountable. If this video resonated with you, please like it, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear that their current bank balance is not a life sentence. It's simply the echo of a belief they can change tonight. Neville Goddard said it best. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, and that assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. You don't need a new job. You don't need a miracle. You need 4 days, 1 hour a night, and the willingness to imagine harder than you doubt. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video, where we'll go even deeper into Neville Goddard's teachings on the law of assumption, and how the world you live in tomorrow is being decided by the state you occupy tonight.